The sunk cost fallacy, why it will ruin your company. How are you doing, my friends? If you ever let unworn clothes clutter your closet just because they were expensive, or followed through on plans you were dreading because you already bought tickets, you are familiar with the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost effect is the general tendency for people to continue and endure or continue consuming or pursuing an option if they were invested time or money or some resources in it. As a business owner, entrepreneur or manager, you dealt with the sunk cost fallacy many times. And in this video I will explain to you what is the sunk cost fallacy in business, how it can ruin your company, and what is more important, I will tell you how to solve this problem with a simple 5-step approach. Hi everyone, my name is Dmitry and my channel is for those who launch a business or small or big business and target their first million. And on this channel I'm sharing and bringing the best tips and tricks for building and running your successful company. Feel free to ask any questions you may have in comments and I will answer them and will help you. By the way, if you need a specific template, checklist, how to run a business or deal with everyday tasks, please subscribe on my email list or support me on a Patreon page. Link will be below. Okay guys, I found a research where Christopher Olivier, an assistant professor of marketing at Carnegie Mellon Stepper School of Business, say that sunk cost effect becomes a fallacy if it's pushing you to do things that are making you unhappy or worse off. This idea often applies to money, business, team management, because of invested time, energy or pay can also influence behavior of you or your team. Don't believe me? Let me remind you one another example that I'm sure you met with. Romantic relationships. They're a classic one. The longer you have been together, the harder it's break up. It's true for business and employees as well. What could be the true cost of sunk cost fallacy for your business? Sunk cost fallacy mindset doesn't just lead to poor decisions, it also can impact your business on a larger scale. The bigger the decision, the easier it's to fall prey to the sunk cost fallacy mindset. Once you recognize that you will not succeed, it shouldn't matter how much time or money you have already put into whatever you are doing. If a project at work or an employee has already taken up a lot of your valuable time, it makes no sense to allow them to use up the time you have ahead of you. But if you only think about what you will lose if you move on instead of the cost of not moving on, you will wind up losing a lot more in the end. All of these things are irrational in the sense that you should realize the money is gone. But business owners or managers or employees think they can convince themselves they can change this and recapture the loss. So this is a big problem for your business. That's what I did many times, and the last time I repeated this mistake maybe 6 months ago when I gave the second chance to one of my teammates who became underperformer. So basically she didn't complete the project in a way I expected to do, and I gave her the second chance, the third chance, and then I said no, it's enough. And that's how I escaped from a sunk cost fallacy. There was one funny experiment to confirm that cognitive bias and sunk cost effect really exist. In one scenario, people were asked to imagine that they were accidentally scheduled to take 2 trips, one to Montreal and another to Cancun. What a beautiful places. And during the same, these trips were scheduled during the same weekend, forcing them to choose one of these trips. When they were told one flight cost $200 and another cost $800, people were significantly more likely to opt for pricey trip, even if they would have preferred the cheaper destination. This effect held true whether people imagined that they had booked the flight or that their friends had given them the tickets and the gifts. What done is done. There's nothing you can do to regain the money that lost. And pursuing something that makes you unhappy not only is not going to get your money back, but it also going to make you worse off. You are just digging a deeper and deeper and deeper hole in your business or in your decisions. That's what happened in business when you try to give someone the second chance to help them, or you feel that you will help them. Or maybe you tried 5 times to wait when the project became profitable and invested more and more energy and time in this unprofitable project. But there is a good news for you, my small business owners and my friends. Here are seven methods you can use to make better decisions and avoid falling into the sunk cost fallacy trap. So let's start. The first one, develop and remember your big picture. The first step is to define your vision and make your decision based solely on that. Put your vision into detailed format and put it somewhere you can reference it often. Keep your big project in your head. Doing these things will help you act with more clarity so you can make decisions that based on vision rather than your sunk cost. It will also encourage you to give you more thought on your decision, which is important when it comes to things like beginning of startup company, for example. You want to avoid making decisions that are based only on the present moment, without looking at what is best for you in future. So that's the first step, how you can escape this sunk cost fallacy trap. The second step, develop creative tension. You develop creative tension when you are able to describe your vision and your current reality, but there is a clear gap between these two. This gap leads to energetic and motivational tension that must be resolved. Think about stretching a rubber band. The more you stretch it, the more tension it creates. The rubber band continues to get tighter and tries to pull back to resolve this tension. Now imagine that your right hand is your vision, your left hand is your current reality, and you are pulling a rubber band in opposite directions with both hands. The larger the gap is between your hands, representing your vision and your reality, the more tension the rubber band will create, and the stronger your motivation will be to reduce the tension. Step number 3. Keep track of your investments. It's really helpful advice that I used many times in the past. Keep tracks of your investment, be it time or money, and be ready to cut your losses when the numbers don't look good. Sometimes you aren't sure if you should throw in the towel or not. As times go on, it starts to become obvious that things aren't going as planned. But instead of moving on, you stay wrapped in what you have already lost. But when it comes to cutting your losses, it's important to think about what you have to gain instead of what you have to lose. When we consider our vision to be potential gains, we automatically become comfortable with accepting our mistakes and the losses we have incurred during the process. But what if we start to consider our goals in terms of what could possibly be lost if we don't succeed? So try to use this short step to escape from a sunk cost fallacy. And the step number 4, get the facts, not hearsay. Have you ever felt like your vision is worth more than money you have to pay for it? Maybe you realize you have spent a lot of money but believe that one day it will pay off. If this is keeping you hanging onto what may be a lost cause, make sure you stick to the facts. You may try to convince yourself that your dream will become reality, but as you are doing that, make sure to analyze the things that you are absolutely certain of instead of only the things that you are hoping will happen. So try to be in present, not in your dreams. It's also important not to give in to external forces. Other people may be urging you to continue what you are doing or may even be pushing yourself too hard because you don't want to disappoint some people. Ignore this type of hearsay. And the step number 5. Let's go of personal attachments. Often in an effort to avoid change and shame, we stick with our original decisions even if we know they likely will not succeed. Letting go of anything that has taken up so much of your money and time is a difficult thing to do, let's be honest. But on the other hand, if you have developed a large emotional attachment, you will never solve this kind of problem. Let go of your fear of waste and failure. Remember that from the status quo and learn how to ask yourself better questions. This will help you to see that some sensible decisions that seem wasteful or painful in the moment are often one of the best decisions to make for a long-term life. And the step number 6, allow yourself to make mistakes and admit them. Learn to be able to acknowledge a loss and move on. Yes, it may be difficult to admit when you're wrong, but having the ability to accept your mistakes and learn from them is an important part of making better decisions in the future. If you want to be able to grow, you have to be honest with yourself, with your partners, even if the truth hurts. You can't control the past, so it doesn't make sense to reunite on your mistake. Learn from your mishaps and keep going. This is my final advice. Okay guys, I hope you like this video and now you are more familiar with Sunk Cost Fallacy and why it's important for you as a manager, a business owner or a founder of startup. And my question of the day, will you give a second chance to underperform tomorrow when you come to your company? Please share your thoughts in comments, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and wish you your first million in business. Thank you for watching and peace out!